Hey, I'm Kia, and we are back with another video. Today is a fall fragrance video. Yes, I have accepted that we are in fall. These cold nights, y'all, can't go nowhere without a jacket. Like, it's crazy here. So, today I'm just chilling, but I still wanted to be sure I talked about some fall fragrances. I'm sure I'll be talking about more as we get more into the fall, but like this weekend, I did everything from having like a leather moto jacket to a sweater dress. So yes, fall is in full effect. And so to talk about the fall fragrances that I'm interested in, or I'm interested in wearing, I should say, I really enjoyed the format that Deb and I did for summer, which was like 5 of the fragrances that we know, that we already like or have in our arsenal, and then like 5 newer ones. So that's what I'm gonna do now. But I kind of got a little, I don't know, either carried away or did a little bit more than 5, just hanging there with me. So let's talk about these fall fragrances. The first fragrance from my fall arsenal that I know I want to get more wear out of because I've already sprayed it and like just feeling so good about it is Montale's Ristretto Intense Cafe. For someone like me, I could not smell the coffee in Intense Cafe. Like, it's so weird. Everybody else is like, you can't smell that coffee, your nose is broke. Like, no. I think it may have added some depth to the rose and vanilla, but I couldn't smell it, but I can definitely smell it in this. This does not have the coffee, like that blast of coffee that opens up the fragrance. It does not stay throughout, but it does hang around in the background, giving the fragrance some depth. So you have the roses and vanilla and the coffee, and it is an amazing combination. I love this, and I hope to be wearing it more. I should also add that this has vanilla, caramel, white musk, and amber in the fragrance. Okay, so this one, I'm still getting to know her. I think she's worth, you know, checking out and continuing to get to know, and it is Fenty. If you watch my single review, you know that I'm kind of like, about her, but I have her, so why not continue to figure out what it is that I'm really into or not into about this fragrance. But she is warm, gentle, and a little different, a little powdery. She is a fruity floral. She has florals such as rose, geranium, magnolia, and then for her fruits, she has blueberry and tangerine. So that's a little different. After she mellows down, she's a little bit more powdery, but she does have sort of a slight tinge of menthol in her. But I'm used to that kind of profile because it definitely reminds me of some of my Americans say it's Vicanto, but in Italian it's
Cinquecanto.
So that has that same type of vibe to it, because especially when I first smelled this, I completely thought of Mirabelle. So it has that same kind of little, if you recognize that little menthol smell to it, this has the same thing. But I still want to, like I said, get to know her and wear her more during fall. Next is an all-time favorite, and this is Nishane Zenne. So Nishane Zenne is a feminine fragrance. There's another one that was paired with it, and I think it was Hachivat, maybe. Hachivat was the male pairing to this. So anyway, this is a fruity floral fragrance, but it's not your typical fruity floral. Of course, it has that warm ambery base that makes it very appealing for me. This, when I got this, I was like, oh Lord, we didn't have something else structured like Delina. And while it kind of is, which in that sense, I'm talking about a bright fruit contrasting with like the vanilla base, the warm base. This is that, but in a different way, which is so, It's actually closer to Genou Noir by Almond, which is also like a dupe of Xerjoff's Dama Bianca. So it's more in that realm, or in that vein. The notes on this one is blackcurrant, rhubarb, and grapefruit in the top. So there's that berry, but still bright kind of tart fruit. But it's so, like, it's just so good and different together. It's bright, it's fruity, tarty, but it's, once you get it on the skin and it gets with the florals of the rose gardenia, and then sandalwood is actually a middle note, and then vanilla, ambergris, and musk are in the base, and once it comes together, it's just so delicious and something that I like wearing and look forward to wearing more. It's actually kind of, no, this is still kind of warm. Even with those bright fruits, it's still kind of warm. I was going to say it's probably a year-round fragrance, which I think it can be, but it is still like fruity floral warm. The next one that's in my collection that gets no love, and I need to love it, is Pure Excess by Paco Rabanne. Now, for many of us, you know, the big draw to this one was, oh, it has this popcorn note. But once I decided and figured out that it was not movie butter popcorn, I was able to just kind of appreciate it for what it is. So it's more of a dry, fresh popped popcorn note. And then for me, contrary to the actual notes, it's more of a like light salted caramel and popcorn. So it's a little addictive, it's sweet, but it's sultry and a tiny bit savory all at the same time. And it's really good. I'm gonna tell you the notes. It is popcorn, vanilla, coconut, ylang-ylang, peach, orange blossom, amber, white musk, sandalwood, and amberwood. So yeah, the amber in the base and musk, but for me it's more of a light salted caramel popcorn kind of thing. But I actually pretty much enjoy it, and I actually need to wear it. This is a good sized bottle where you can overspray. The next one that I think you all know that I'm going to give love to this fall is my Lavandes Trianon. Do I get a backup bottle? Yeah, I don't know. This is a big sister, more gourmand version of Mongerlon. It has lavender, sugar, milk, just so yummy and gourmandy, and butter cake. It has butter cake-ish. It has like a buttery feel to it. It stays bright from that lavender, but it's also comforting, and then it's sweet. So it's an optimistic fragrance about being comforting all at the same time. I've mentioned this numerous times. However, yeah, it's one that has to go with me in the fall. Next one from my collection that I am definitely going to continue to wear because I have been wearing it and I really enjoy it is Kayali's Sweet Diamond Pink Pepper. This is an amazing fragrance with pink pepper and rose and saffron. It's just a beautiful ambery take on a rose. Like, it's spunky, it's funky, it's mature, it has maturity to it. This is more of a modern ambery take on a rose. I am completely enjoying it. Now, I guess I gotta mention this now because I keep talking about this fragrance without doing a single review. So, one of the good IG girlfriends, Jasmine LaJolie Scents, I hope I'm saying her Instagram handle right, but she's in love with Royal Mystery from, I believe it's Swiss Arabian. And so one day I was just going through my samples like, let me just smell something that I'm not as familiar with or I haven't smelled in a while. So I was like, I have Royal Mystery as a sample. So I smelled it and I was like, Sweet Diamond Pink Pepper, OMG. So If you have that one, let me know what you think if you have this one as well. But that fragrance is, when I sprayed it on, I was like, I absolutely love it. When I first got it, I think it was like a sample from Fragrance Net, you know, one of those names that I'm just not familiar with, so I threw it to the smells. Like this one, but guess whose bottle I love? The shiny pink bottle, the larger size. I am going to throw this one in because I think we have exceeded the 5, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so I've already talked about 6, but you know, one more won't hurt. One more won't hurt. This is Dua's Her Ambition. See the dent? Yes. So Her Ambition is inspired by BDK's Possessoir. I bought a decan of Possessoir. It is gorgeous. It smells like this. And this is just an amazing profile. It's different, it's unique, but it's still easy to wear, which is what I crave, love, and actually just enjoy more. Like, I don't have to be exotic all the time. I don't have to have complex notes where I feel like, am I going on a train ride or a train wreck? Like, I just need something that I know I can rely on to be like, yes, bring me back. So Her Ambition is that for me. The notes for this are ginger, mandarin orange, and black pepper at the top. It's so delicious for some kind, like a fruity floral. And I think it's the use of these fruits. They have quince in this. There's jasmine and orange blossom, cashmere, amberwood, and patchouli. I don't think for me, I don't personally like pick up all these different notes. I probably do get some of the ginger, some of the jasmine, just a little bit, but it's so well blended. It's such a unique profile. Like, if that's what they say the notes are, that's what they say they are. But this is so good to me. Like, I enjoy it so much. I got a good wearing out of it, and then I put it to the side, but I'm ready to pick it back up again for fall. All right, so now we're moving into the newer perfumes that I have acquired and that I am ready to wear for fall. The first fragrance is called Rose Arabia Almond. And Rose Arabia is the sister company to Whittian. I don't have any Whittian fragrances. But when they said almond, they said rose, I said I could get with it. So that is what I did. I learned about this fragrance. The IG user friend mentioned this on her page. And of course I'm like, oh my God, it has almond. She's like, it's lovely. You should get your nose on it. So I did. It's a blind buy. And I think it's pretty unique and gorgeous. I think if you like Valentino Donna's Aqua that has that almond and pear, this is more of a rose and almond. It has a fruity sweetness to it, but essentially it's more like a rose and almond. Now, let me tell you these notes because, of course, they don't really match to what I smell as much. Like I said, it is either a candied rose or a candy almond. I want to say like almonds roasting on the streets of New York. Like, have you ever been in New York where those kiosks are on the streets or those carts are on the street and they're roasting these candied nuts and the steam from them, that warm, toasty smell, and some rose. But they list in the notes almond, peach, plum, raspberry, coconut, pink pepper, mandarin orange. This is all at the top. And then we move to tuberose, honeysuckle, orange, orchids. In the base, there's musk, vanilla, and patchouli. Now, did you hear any rose? Nope. But for me, you know, I think it comes off as a rose. On the website, they mentioned that the rose is represented by the tuberose. I don't really get tuberose, but that's my nose. And I think it's a unique perfume. It's different. The almond makes it different. The sweet fruits all together make it different. And I kind of did a little check with the common folk, which is my son, who's not into perfumes. And I was like, does it smell okay? He was like, yeah, you smell sweet. Because he'd tell me if like I smell like a fart, or if I smell like just not, something's not right. So he said I smell sweet and I smell cool. So I was like, all right, check. I enjoy it. I'm just always worried if the next person's gonna be like, what is that smell? Because a lot of people aren't into the whole almond thing, I've learned. I'm like, I thought almond was such a popular note. But apparently I was in my chat group and they was just like, almond what? Who likes that? And I was like, I do. So that is Rose Arabia Almond. The next fragrance is Marc Jacobs Perfect Intense. So Perfect Intense has this intense almond in it. And so I'm like, I have got to try this. But every time I would go to the store and like sniff it, I was just undecided about it. Again, I think it's that almond thing. So I could not make heads or tails of this Perfect Intense. It actually made me appreciate the original more, where it smells bright and it does smell, smells a little soapy, but I can smell some of that almond lactonic kind of note to it. But I was nicely gifted a decant by good girlfriend on Instagram, Sierra, and I have been able to like wear this, experience it more, and I am loving it. Like, the only thing missing is that cute bottle. So this one does have, it's floral, it's like a roasted almond that's more intense. There's sandalwood. For me, it's more of a soapy, clean almond. There's it's slightly lactonic, and once I wrap my mind around this whole soapy clean feel, I was able to embrace it more. And so for me, I don't mind. There's something about a soapy kind of note that makes me feel secure, like soapy equals smells good. So I have been thoroughly enjoying this. I think I'm going to finish it. I think I'm going to finish it sooner than later. So I'm excited about this one. And then I do think I want the original, even if it's like a 1 ounce or something. When I had to travel, like I blew through it because I just kept spraying and trying to overspray, and I wasn't getting it. But comparing it to this, I totally get it, and I genuinely like both now. Next up is a fragrance that I was able to purchase from Amina. Hey Amina. I was able to purchase from Amina here on YouTube and Instagram. And what I was able to get from her was her decant or split of Minuet et Demi. And this is by Fragrance Du Bois. When I first got it, I was like, And I knew I had gotten it from her, and she, I know she didn't get it yesterday, and I'm sure she sprayed it once or twice at least. So I just felt like whatever little time it needed to settle and blend better, I thought it had done that. But after spraying it like 3 times and getting more acquainted with the profile, it became addictive. And so now I love it. And a lot of times working from home, I'm usually craving one or the other. This one or the Perfect Intense. It's so funny. But this one has notes of cardamom, pimento, and bergamot in the top. There's caramel and coffee in the middle. And then there's Madagascar vanilla, cinnamon, musk, tobacco, cedar, liquor, cashmere, and vetiver in the base. And those are all notes that I absolutely love, from tobacco to cinnamon to the caramel and the coffee. Oh, those are my jam. Like, so this one, you know, after smelling it for a while, I was like, you know what? This reminds me of a more feminine version of Spiritu Double Vanille. Now, that's coming from me, who has the inspired version, dark chocolate and rum by Dua. And it is delicious. It smells like a bar. It smells like a cigar bar rather, because I feel like you get that liquor strongly, you get the cigar smoke, and I just love it. This to me is a lighter, more feminine version. I think the caramel sitting on top, not listed in the top notes, but that's what I smell closer to the top, is that caramel. And when I say caramel, it's not the sticky and a candy bar caramel. It's more of a caramel flavor, like for your coffee, where it's not like sweet and dense, but kind of light and bright and just adding flavor. But it's on this. It I mean, I love it. And this is the perfect size for me, I think, between having the other fragrance and having this that I'm getting through pretty quickly. I think that's all I need. I don't need a bottle for $350. But having this and experiencing this, I'm satisfied. Like, this is perfect. So I've been enjoying this, and I look forward to finishing out this decant. Guys, I have 2 more, and we're actually at 5 on this list. So the next one is Kayali's Invite Only Amber 23. I haven't talked about this one or reviewed it really because I was still settling on my thoughts about it, but I definitely wanted to mention in this video because I do look forward to wearing it in fall. But this Kayali Invite Only, I think when I got it, my initial impressions was just like, I kind of smelt this before, or I have something similar enough that I'm just like, I don't need that profile yet again. However, the more you spray and the more you wear, the more addictive and the more I like it. So the first thing that came to mind when I initially smelled this was like, it's giving me Banana Republic, tobacco, and tonka bean. But I'm glad I put them side by side. And seriously, a lot of times, even like with the Marc Jacobs Perfect, like the comparisons are really what makes me enjoy and appreciate some of my other fragrances more, because I just get to see how well they work or how they measure up to another fragrance, and a lot of times it makes me appreciate it more. So comparing this to the Banana Republic, it made me appreciate this one more. The notes of cherry and cacao come out in this. There's some cinnamon adding to the sweetness of it, but just to go over the notes, if you are not familiar with them, it's sour cherry, tobacco leaf, honey, chocolate, and hazelnut. In the middle, there's cinnamon, 2 types of roses, and some citrus leaf. I'm sure citrus leaf gives it some balance or something, or keeping it kind of bright and not go too deep. In the base, there's amber, oud, vanilla, cypriol oil, benzoin, patchouli, sandalwood, and musk. So this one just gets so yummy as you like smell it. If I did not mention before, when I initially got this, I was like, ooh, this might be a little too unisex for me. But as you continue to spray, let it wear on your skin, some of those notes just come out and present themselves. And it's just become one that I'm loving. So I look forward to wearing it more. The last one is, listen, on my list, I had 2 fragrances that were recommended to me from Good Girlfriend Instagram user, simplylaurenscents. She introduced me to, I want to say Simone, like, I don't know how they say it in Italian, but Simone Andreoli. This is Leisure in Paradise. She introduced me to the fragrance. It was a bit tropical and lactonic all at the same time, and it was pretty delicious. And luckily for me, our wonderful and most gracious and generous Marcelina Teresa, hey Marcy, she gifted me a full decant of Leisure in Paradise, like so generous, and I love this one. So super excited to have more of it, and I look forward to wearing this, you guys, is, like I said, it's like these tropical fruits, and then it goes lactonic, and so you have vanilla, coconut, pineapple, and papaya at the top with some woody notes. So these, when you first spray it, when you first spray it, like that burst of fruits just come at you. Even like the pineapple, like it's like a dry, it's almost like a dried candy pineapple. I love those. Y'all like dry pineapple? I love dry pineapple. But it's that, but then, oh, I got it on my nose. But then as it dries down, it goes very lactonic, almost pastry-like. And I apologize, like I don't know if I remember thinking this in my head or if I heard somebody else mention it. I don't know. I don't think I've seen enough reviews of this particular one, but it's like almost like a baked pastry with that like tropical jam filling on it as it dries down. And so I find it delicious, and I'm enjoying it so far. And I definitely look forward to wearing it and smelling yummy and not just gingerbread cookie in the fall. So you guys, that is my list of fragrances that I look forward to wearing, that I'm excited to wear, that I'm glad I have for the fall season. Let me know your most favorite and most anticipated fragrance that you're looking forward to wearing in the fall. Until next video.